Yes, well, actually that night I wasn't in Mendi, I was in Port Moresby. So I'm getting phone calls and text messages that our people are experiencing a very serious issue. And I felt a serious disaster, really. And I felt in my heart that I wanted to be with them, you know, and I felt bad that I was not here with them at that time. I was in Moresby for some meetings that came the next day. And just to hear of the immensity of the difficulties, it made me very anxious, and until I was able to get here and be with the people and see what was happening here.
The man, my cousin, and his wife, and their firstborn child. They came from Hagen on the 24th of February, but they came late for PMV, but they cannot go to Magarima, where their home is. That's why they reside here with the man's brothers at his brother's home. And suddenly, the earthquake came on Monday, and that covered the whole family. The husband escaped, but thinking of his wife and his child, he came back, tried to help them, but as soon as he reached his wife and the children, wife and the child, tried to help them, but the earthquake came, covered the whole building and covered the whole three of them. Early in the morning, the boys came and removed the deceased, and we took the body to the hospital to put the dead in the morgue. Men who did the postmortem, they asked their family members for 200 kina per person. And that is like giving another type of pain to the family who were having the same thing. That is why it's a pain, double pain for the relatives of the deceased.
When I got back to Mendi, I found the people, first of all, very happy to see me, and I was very happy to see them. But many of the folks were very confused, and they were very worried about what was happening. This kind of a disaster is not something that people have experienced before around here, and so on their minds they were very afraid about what was to come. On the other hand, there were some members of our community who died, and that were killed in the earthquake and in the aftermath. And so there were people who were mourning and very sad at the death of their loved ones, and in the destruction of a lot of property around here. People lost gardens, people lost their homes, and so it was very difficult to hear them tell their story, but I was glad I was here to be with them at that time. The earthquake was massive, and our diocese is a rather large diocese. It extends from the border with Mount Hagen and goes all the way out through the Hela province, so the two provinces of Southern Highlands and Hela. And both of the provinces were affected. And we have 30 parishes. We have about 330 communities, rural communities that we serve. And the further west we would travel, it seemed that was where the greater effect was of the earthquake and the greater damage, the greatest amount of damages.
My name is Caroline, and my surname is Lubang, and I am from East New Britain, particularly Kokopo district. My father is from Gunanba, and my mother from Palnakaur, and I went through all secondary I did grade 9 to grade 12 there, and then I was selected for the BTI in 2011 to do my first year there at the BTI, but due to financial problem, I had to stay home 2012, and then at last in 2013, I make it to the BTI, and then I graduated in 2016 with bachelor's in machine fitting and welding and English. So then I was accepted to come here to teach here. I really felt sorry for them. For myself, I am single and there's no one that I can rescue. Whereas for the others, I was so sorry. I was feeling sorry for them because they had to rescue their kids, even run out of the house, and they were all screaming. The kids were crying at the same time. So I was really, I was sympathizing with them. And in which, for me, I recall back at home when I was 3 years, some months old, and there was the big earthquake that occurred in Rabaul, and I was left alone in the house. And then after some minutes, my sisters had to go back in the house and rescue me. So for me at that time, and hearing at the little kids crying, I felt something that was deep within. I can say that I was so upset about it, but then what can I do? They're looking for water because the damage have caused so much destruction here, in which our fish pond that used to save us during dry season, and when the water is not coming to the houses, it has gone. And now we have to look around for other means just to do the laundry and wash the clothes. Having this experience and hearing from teachers, especially the ones from the coast, they've said that they will run away. Definitely they will go. And I think some they have left. But as for me, I decided to stay. Even they called me up from home and they told me, you had to get out from there. But I told them, if I am here to serve, then I have to be here. And I have to be here with the people. And trust me, I'll be fine. That's what I told my mom. I told her, as I always tell you and Dad, that I will always be fine wherever I am, and I will always come home for the two of you.
First, he came in a parrot, me sleep at the bed. Second, he came and moving me one time bed. So, me go down the floor. Now, me no being so bla bagarap. Me no been move one time Korea. Me stop that, sorry. In up Korea, finish. Now, me come outside the house. Now, time me come outside the house, I'm all get something and put down plates, don't cap crash. All get all bla building, all get go down. Staff houses and tripla. Health center, labor ward, inpatient, put down. One time outpatient, all pla building M2, emi suruk, na mark block put down too. One time narapla extension building blomi platu. You get all mark or by next time body put down. Suppose come back, Korea. So me plan no walk inside law house sick. Me plan stop outside, open space na. Me play give treatment outside. Aram story belong outside, give treatment outside. Low earthquake, life no katanta life you lose. That's all two play he get all serious injuries. Na me play be referred mgolotari sick. Na after that all been come or some 60 pla man or effectively same all minor injuries. Na Mary osem 50 oli kam. Lotali belum mipla. Emolin curi soli kisim batol maina. So mipla I tritimol. Out lo disla noka ton play die. Na after lo disla break out guria I come up planti oli piginini oli ksim diarrhea. Na comment signo stablo ya diarrhea. Na result disla one play die. One play baby about 2 years. Diarrhea. So comment this now stablo ya diarrhea, dysentery. Place only been stopped long guria I surukimol na only go sleep na but you don't got good blood kai you don't got good blood wara so emi contributing factor blood this blood diarrhea come up. Only no settle good lo have we bali gim wara lo piginini painim good blood wara dysentery one blood big blood something blood all piginini time only painim heavy. First time the guria come up, story blow me blow fight. Story blow fight you finish, na guria come in, na me blow story lo guria.
Well, that of course, buildings can be replaced. You know, school classrooms can be rebuilt, but the people who have lost loved ones, our own Father Pius lost family members. These dear little children not far from here who died in the earthquake, and the dozens of others, especially out in the Hela province, who died. That is a permanent damage, and it's irreplaceable. You can't replace a human life. And so the human costs of a tragedy like this far outweigh any other kinds of costs, no matter how high they are. And so in addition to paying attention to infrastructure and roads and clinics and schools, we really have to pay attention to our human infrastructure. We have to pay attention to our own people whose lives have been touched and really affected and in many ways destroyed by this tragedy. Yes, it was really a wonderful providential time to be able to meet with the religious sisters and the priests of our diocese, because while they are the ones who are on the ground in all of these communities, but they are human beings as well, and so they have seen in the course, in the sense of some of their parishioners being who have died, some parishioners who have lost many different things in their own places, and so these priests themselves and sisters having been subjected to a tragedy, have the responsibility of strengthening and being there for and helping their people. And so I'm very privileged to be able to be here with them and hear their stories, as they have looked at many of much destruction of property and of personal life and all, but how through their faith and through their determination, through their commitment, through their love of the people here of the Southern Highlands and Hela, are willing to strengthen the people and begin the process of rebuilding lives and rebuilding all that has fallen down because of this disaster.
Know therefore that the Lord your God is good, the faithful God who keeps covenant